There are places on this world that are built to be loud. Cities, stadiums, factories. And there are places that are built to be silent. Alcatraz Island was built for silence. They called it the Rock, a slab of cold sandstone sitting in the middle of the San Francisco Bay, surrounded by freezing water, wrapped in a perpetual blanket of gray fog. It was the end of the line, the prison for the prisoners that no one else could hold. Al Capone was here. Machine Gun Kelly was here. It was designed to be inescapable, a fortress of iron and concrete. But tonight, we are going to travel back to June 11th, 1962, to a night when the fog was thick, to a night when the silence of the rock was used against it. 3 men are about to do the impossible. They are going to vanish into the mist. Settle in, pull the covers up. You are safe here. The guard is walking his rounds. The lights are dim. Let us step into the shadows. Life inside Alcatraz was a machine. Wake up, count, eat, count, work, count, sleep. Every day was exactly the same. The routine was designed to crush the human spirit, to turn men into numbers. Frank Morris and the Anglin Brothers, John and Clarence, were numbers. But inside their cells, they were engineers. Imagine the cell block at night, B block. The lights go out at 9:30 p.m. The only sound is the shuffling of feet, the coughing of men, and the distant rhythmic sweeping of the lighthouse beam. Flash, darkness, flash, darkness. For months, while the rest of the prison slept, these 3 men were working. They didn't have tools, they didn't have blueprints, they had spoons, stolen from the dining hall, sharpened against the concrete floor. Every night, under the cover of the darkness, under the cover of accordion hour, when music was allowed, they dug. Scrape, scrape, scrape. Tiny scratches, removing the concrete around the air vents in their cells, hiding the holes with cardboard painted to look like the wall. It was a work of patience, a work of silence. But digging a hole is only half the problem. The guards walked past the cells every hour. They shone their flashlights onto the pillows. They had to see a head. They had to see a body. So the men became artists. They collected scraps, soap, toilet paper, concrete dust, hair stolen from the barbershop floor. They mixed it together into a paste, papier-mâché, and they sculpted. They built 3 heads. They painted them with flesh-tone paint from the art kits. They glued the real hair on top. They were crude, but in the dark, in the shadows of a jail cell, they looked real. They looked like sleeping men. On the night of June 11th, they placed the heads on the pillows. They stuffed clothes under the blankets to make the shape of a body. They tucked them in. Good night, Frank. Good night, John. The guards walked past. The flashlight swept over the bed. He saw a head. He saw hair. He saw a sleeping man. He kept walking. The trick had worked. The silence held. The men squeezed through the holes in the wall. They entered the utility corridor, a dark, narrow space behind the cells, filled with pipes and conduits. It was a secret world inside the prison. It smelled of rust and damp dust. They climbed up the plumbing pipes, hand over hand, 30 feet up, silent as spiders. They reached the top. They pushed open a ventilation shaft, and suddenly they felt it, the air, fresh, cold, salty air. They were on the roof. Imagine standing on the roof of Alcatraz at midnight. The city of San Francisco is sparkling across the water. The Golden Gate Bridge is glowing in the distance. It looks so close, just a mile away, but between them and the city is the bay. The water is 50 degrees. The currents are ripping at 6 knots. It is a death trap. But they didn't look back. They slid down a drain pipe to the ground. They crept past the guard tower. The guard was looking the other way. They reached the edge of the water. This was their masterpiece. Over the last year, they had stolen 50 rubber raincoats. They had glued them together with contact cement. They had stitched them. They had vulcanized the seams using the heat from a steam pipe. They had built a raft in prison. They inflated it with a concertina, a small musical instrument modified into a bellows. Whoosh, whoosh. The raft took shape, a dark rubber triangle bobbing in the water. The fog was rolling in thick now, the gray blanket. It was their cover. They pushed the raft into the black water. They climbed in, and they pushed off. The sound of the paddles dipping into the water. Splosh, splosh. They moved away from the island. The lights of the prison faded into the mist. The beam of the lighthouse swept over them, but the fog hid them. They were gone. The next morning, the routine broke. 7 a.m., roll call. The guard walked to the cell. "Get up, Frank." He poked the body with his baton. The head rolled off the pillow. It hit the floor with a hollow thud. The guard froze. He looked at the empty bed. He looked at the hole in the wall. The siren began to wail. The island went into lockdown. Helicopters, boats, dogs. They searched every inch of the rock. They searched the bay. They found a paddle. They found a wallet wrapped in plastic, but they never found the men. The FBI said they drowned. They said the cold water took them, but no bodies ever washed up. And years later, a photo surfaced. 2 old men in Brazil, looking like the brothers, and flowers delivered to their mother on her birthday every year without a card. The mystery remains. Did they survive? Did they make it to the lights of the city? Or are they resting at the bottom of the Golden Gate, pulled down by the tide? The ocean keeps its secrets, and Alcatraz sits silent in the fog. And now let us leave the rock. The siren has stopped. The prisoners are gone. The prison is a museum now, empty. Imagine the fog rolling in, thick, cool, soft. It wraps around the island like cotton wool. It muffles the sound of the city. It muffles the sound of the world. You are floating on the bay, but you are warm. You are on a raft of clouds. The water rocks you gently, up and down, up and down. The lighthouse beam sweeps over you, a slow pulse of light in the dark. Flash, sleep, flash, sleep. The current is taking you, drifting away from the walls, drifting away from the noise, into the open ocean, into the quiet. The fog is your blanket. The night is your friend. Drift away. Good night.